Thank you. Okay, good evening all. Thank you all for attending on a Friday evening. It's not Friday evening. It feels like, I wish it was a Friday. On a Monday evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Those that don't know me, I'm Andy Bevan, the Football Development Manager for Cheltenham Town Football Club. Tonight's presentation is for Hereford Centre. We've done our Cheltenham one, we've done a Hartbury one, we've done a Malvern Link ones, we've done everyone. I think we've done them for people that don't even know us as well. But we're going to crack on tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about where we've been for our last season, where we've gone, etc. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like I'm not fully concentrating. I'm having to admit people at the same time that are arriving a little bit late. So we'll crack straight on, and we're going to touch on a little bit of last season before we go into next season as well. So I'm going to have a little 30 seconds on each age group just to touch on, which doesn't sound a lot of time, but just to give you a little bit of information. So our under-9s last season started off with one age group when we started, and they've grown so phenomenally well that we ended up having two sides. So as it says, you know, we've got the stats there for the games that they've played in the competitive games in the JPL, which again tests the boys to a different level. They've had team success, which for me is for everyone, in terms of one of the players managing to go over the academy for an academy experience. Went across to the Ipswich Brentford end of season prestigious friendlies, which was fantastic. They qualified in competing in the JPL. Not that it's about the results, but it just goes to show how the whole squad has evolved and pushed each other on, because they got to the JPL finals, which was a great experience for the guys going down there and the staff, and also went to Manchester and ended up winning the whole competition, which again was fantastic, and playing our other side under 9s as well, which was predominantly 8s, but again, a great success throughout the whole season. Go into the under-9s Reds that we called them last season, but predominantly with under-8s. Again, huge success around what we devised, a train-only option for players that weren't in the squads on match days, etc. Sorry, I need Andy Bevan's screen. Can we mute, please, guys? Somebody's talking. Thank you. Sorry. So yeah, the under-9s trying to get off screen. People are trying to jump on. I'm trying to admit them at the same time. So apologies again. Around the team success again, one of our lads signed by Cat 3 Academy, Newport County, Dylan. So we're delighted for Dylan and Matt, who obviously started off as a coach with us, but then obviously went with his boy, which was great news for them, and we're delighted for him. Again, huge success in terms of what they did this season going in under-8s, gives them a strength next season, the under-9s, and we're going to try and do the same this season around our under-9s this season, and predominantly might have a second team. Again, the success in the tour went away, plus the end of season prestigious friendlies where we went to Ipswich and Brentford. The under-10s, obviously Sarah's left a house because Mia's gone to do with the Welsh squad, which again is great for those guys again, and it's success for the whole team. That is not just for the individual. It really, really is. Obviously, Alan leads that. Alan got his B license at the start of last season, and I think we'll find now that he'll be able to exploit that a little bit more, because they're going into 9v9 this season. They again have had success in their away days. They played Birmingham City going up there to play at the academy. They also went at the end of the season to the Ipswich Brentford games. Under 11s, a bit of a change this season for them. Andy Goodwin coming on board as the season got going. Again, got his B license start of last season, so was delighted for the whole squad. It's helped improve the sessions around the detail, the technical, the tempo, how you want to play, etc. Developing a game understanding in and out of possession. They've again had great fun away. They went down to Torquay and had some great fun down there, and the results picking up, which is no secret towards it at the end of the season. You know, and we always say the results don't matter. The results are for the players, the performances for the coaches, and we know with that, the way it was going towards the end of the season, that they're in for a hugely exciting season this season. So we're really pleased for that. Go into the under-12s next season, under-13s, Jason and his group. And I think the great bit that I loved about this season was jumping on a couple of their VO sessions that they delivered. So when they filmed the games, again, the train-onlys have offered their group a huge success in and around the strength, the depth and the versatility of it. So it's been brilliant. And also, again, huge success. Jake Leonard, who was with us at the start of the season, went to Bristol Rovers and is still got his contract with them and been re-signed again. And that's huge success to all of you guys in that team. It really is, because without them, without you, they don't get those chances, guys. They really don't. Come on to the under-13s, next season's 14s. I'm sorry if I'm rushing through this, guys, but I'm conscious I've got a lot of information to cram into you tonight. Again, another successful season on the back of last season, getting to the JPL finals. To do it again this season was hugely impressive. Again, had a great time, went to Leicester City up there at the academy, which again, another prestigious friendly. And we're getting little bits more of these friendlies, which is great because as we're growing, etc. Another, like we said, campaign, which was successful, went to Manchester, great team bonding when you went to Manchester as well, and also ended up with you winning the tournament again for yourselves, which was a huge success all round, you know, and that wasn't with the whole squad you went there. So again, it was a huge achievement for you guys. Look to the under 14s, 15s. This age group has had a challenging time for 2 years running because they've been a mixed age group, half and half. So with James leading it and Liam assisting him, they've been absolutely superb in terms of, because if you looked at the stats on screen and it showed you that, you'd go, oh my God, they've had a tough season. They have had a tough season, but their group, you would never believe that. You really wouldn't. Their coaching sessions that I've seen have been outstanding. They've started to deliver patterns of play, which what we try and get in the YDP ages. 2 goals from that this season were outstanding from the patterns of play. Again, the Manchester tour, they had a great time bonding up there and getting to the semi-finals and losing to a strong Carlisle academy side, which was very impressive, to be fair. And again, the end of season prestigious friendlies, and it also had your own barbecue at the end of the season at the ranch, which again is obviously where the photo on screen is, and how you showed it to 2 of the lads in there that are leaving you this season with the signed shirts, etc., around what you guys do is absolutely fantastic. Come to the under 16s, which is always a difficult age group because, and why I say it's difficult, not necessarily the boys are difficult, they're going into exams at the end of the season. And I think nothing in more paramount than, I think 2 senior teams left this season, Bristol Inner City and Gloucester City pulled out of the league because the boys are struggling for their exams and they need to be doing their time at that rather than doing the playing the football. So they always find that a little bit difficult, but they had a great time. Will Haynes came on board with them. Will used to be again, a former player underneath me. He was in the same team as Jared Bowen and Owen Evans, the goalkeeper, who are both playing pros now. Will went to America, got a nasty injury, but he's now back in coaching with us. And again, delivering different types of coaching sessions, which was great to see. Again, team successes around. Hayden Coleman went the season before across to our own academy at Cheltenham and was very unlucky to miss out on a scholarship opportunity. JJ Jack Jones, again, been with us for 8 or 9 months over at the academy now, and has just been released. But again, fantastic. And also Osh went over there and had a period of time at the academy. So it just goes to show that all you guys have helped to get him into that. But on top of that, guys, what has been impressive is that you've transitioned into men's football, and we're doing a lot at the moment around our links with Malvern and Hinton, which I'll touch on in a bit. But for some of you to play at step 6 when I was at Newend and step 7 this season, again, is fantastic. And I think you topped it off. You went to Manchester, had a great tournament in terms of fun, not necessarily the results, but in terms of the fun, scored a cracking goal. Played at the first team stadium at the end of the season, which was fantastic. And 4-1 down at half-time, coming back to win 5-4 was just an unbelievable game to watch. And it was really enjoyable experience. So brilliant season for you guys. Touch on the BTEC teams, the under-19s, again, improving on last season. So last season, we finished 1 from bottom. This season was 3rd from bottom, which was great. Played Stoke City and Charlton Athletic in prestigious games. We also went to Millfield for a tournament down there and played a phenomenal 4 games back-to-back of 70 minutes, which was unreal. And of course, you're topping it off the end of the season by playing the in-house game at the stadium for the college team and beating your sister college centre 3-1, which again, fantastic achievement as you continue to develop. We did launch our ladies team. So after 4 coaching sessions of putting these girls together, they got a match together, and we have applied to join the EFL, Community Education Football Association Alliance League, sorry, not Association, Alliance Under-19s League for next season. So they're going to be the first ever BTEC Cheltenham Town ladies team. And they played at the stadium and they drew 2-2 against a Cheltenham side as well, which, again, a fantastic achievement. I'd like to say that's it, but now we're going to build on to what we're going to do this season, which again is fantastic. And as you can see, we've got our social media platforms, our Facebook page, our Instagram, our Twitter, our YouTube channel, and obviously our email address, etc., around what we do. And we're trying to build this as we grow through. So to give you an insight of how we run our development centres, obviously we've got Tim, our academy manager, then myself, and then we've got underneath me, we've got Luke, who oversees my Cheltenham site. And then in the Hereford Centre, obviously we've got James, who leads the YDP, which is 13s to 16s, and then Darren, who oversees the 8s to the 12s. just a bit of an idea of where the success comes from, just so you're aware of it for those that don't know. So in the academy, we obviously, our aim is to get professional players into the system. We've had 44 professional players in 25 years through to our academy, which is a phenomenal achievement. 14 players since 2009 sold from the academy. But the big one, and I think this is important for the development centres and show why we do, and when people say, oh, they're this, they're that, over 180 boys signed for our academy from development since 2009. I'll let you do the maths on that one. But again, that's a phenomenal achievement. And it gets harder and harder, and it needs to be earned more and more and more. But it's still an unbelievable achievement, guys. It really is. Those are how our centres are set up. So we've got over in our Cheltenham centre, we've got 3 squads in the education programme. We've got 8 squads playing in the JPL. In our Hereford centre, we've got 2 squads, men's and ladies. And then in our 10 squads playing in the JPL. And then in our satellite centre at Hartbury, which feeds into both, we've got 6 squads, under 7s to under 12s. And obviously, we're launching this next season. We're going to launch our mini Robins. So we're going to be launching one in Cheltenham, Hereford, and anywhere else. We're looking at doing this for younger age groups. So anyone interested in getting involved in any of this, please get in touch with us. We're looking at probably doing one in Monmouth as well, wherever we can get them going, because it just helps do the progression. When we start our under 8s and we start our under 9s, we've already got players in the system that know how to play the CTFC way and the ethos around what we're trying to do. So this is what you guys are looking into. This is our Hereford Centre. Okay, the senior management team of myself and James and Darren, without whom. And listen, this is where we're saying it's so important that staff is important. Obviously, unfortunately, I had a quad bike accident a few weeks ago. And if something happens to me, the centre would keep running, because these guys would just step up and take over. It's as simple as that. There's a pathway for everyone, for all the coaches. We talk about our Northern Star, etc., and I'll touch on that in a little minute. But just from our Hereford centre, we've had 37 players in 7 years go from our centre to academy. So from Hereford to academies, whether we were with Cheltenham, whether we were Hereford Academy, we didn't do it then, obviously, but when we were the JPL and when we were West Brom, we've had 37 in our last 7 years, which, as you do the maths again, it's over 5 a season, which again is a great achievement. It's getting harder, but we're still getting players through. We have done this season, so it's brilliant. We work to the same alignment as the academy, so we're trying to become this one club ethos. So we use the same wiser values in the academy culture with our SLRs, and obviously in our values with the wiser acronym. Northern Star, that's what we talked about our staff members and myself. Everyone, we're looking to be the best that we can be, and our players within the centre as well. So we always look towards that Northern Star too, if we can do it. What we've done a little bit different this year is when we sent the player offers out, we included the club values and the code of conduct for the parents and players. Last year, you were asked to sign them and send them in, which you all did, which was, thank you so much for that, because it is great. We do need it. As an EPPP Cat 3 Academy, we do need that, and we are pushing for our Cat 2 stage, so we need all of this in. But obviously this year, when you register, some people still haven't registered. We'll be chasing that up over the course of the next 10 days. Because we do need you to register, otherwise we can't get you back in training at the start of this season when we start back. But by just registering, that means you've read the code of conduct and agreed with it, so you don't need to send and sign it back in, if that makes sense, guys. Okay, gonna use a little bit of this one. What makes a good egg or a bad egg? Which one do you want to be? Do you want to be a good egg, or do you want to be a bad egg? Okay, you look at the bad eggs, broken. Can I put it back together? Do I want to be a good egg? Do I want to be a bad egg? Good egg, positive football behaviour traits. We always encourage teammates rather than criticise. Responsible for following the rules and respecting others. Being organised. Taking responsibility, even at a young age. Collect the equipment in. Don't leave it for somebody else if you can do it. Don't wait for the coach to say, guys, can we have the bibs, balls, cones in? Can you go and do it? You know, how pleasing is that? You know, when somebody does something for you, you enjoy it. How about you do that? Is that a good egg? A bad egg? Disrupting others while learning. So when the coach is talking, you're talking to a mate. So your mate's not listening, not showing focus, being disrespectful to your teammates, not being organised, playing your way and not the CTFC way, not taking responsibility. Which egg are you? I haven't froze. That was just me just pausing for thought. Which egg are you? Which one do you want to be? Okay, I'm going to try this now, and I can't guarantee it's going to work, but I'm going to use it. Obviously, this is Michael Jordan. We talk about the work ethic and training, how important training is around match days, etc. This, to me, is a clip that lasts just over 2 minutes, I think, but it's so worthwhile. I'll see if it works. Daz, I can see you on screen, so I'll need thumbs up from you if this works, mate, okay? Is that working? No, you can't see anything? What can you see on screen, Daz? Can you unmute yourself? Sorry, guys, bear with.
Yeah, it's just the same picture on the slide. It hasn't gone to the Twitter feed.
Okay, let me just see if I can do it, because I think it is important that we try and get this on screen, guys. I'm going to stop share that. Share screen. Has that come on there, Daz?
Yeah, just up now.
It's up now? Okay.
Yeah.
This whole thing about you practicing. I mean, if you talk to any of your teammates, they would say, even if they saw something in the game, it's like, shoot, you should have saw him Thursday. The practice with you was like they had a game instead of a practice.
When I got to the pros with Kevin Lockery, you know, when I was drafted number 3, Kevin Lockery used to put me on the starting 5. He used to be killing the second 5. But he wanted to test me out. So let's say we're going to 8, and it could be 5-1 or 5-2 against the second team. And if you lose, you got to run. He would switch me in the middle of the game to the second team. And I'm saying, well, okay, he's trying to prove a point. Boom, we'll bounce back and win the game. Those are all training tools for me. And every day in practice was like that to me. There was a competition. So when the game comes, it's nothing that I haven't already practiced. It's a routine. You know, whatever happens in the game now, okay, I've done this before.
Short for the win. He's doing it again.
Was fear of failure a motivator?
I never feared about my skills, you know, because I put in the work.
Put him away, MJ.
Work ethic eliminates fear.
Yeah.
You know, so if you put forth the work, then what are you fearing? You know what you're capable of doing, what you're not.
What did they change? Go on. Here's Trey.
Did that work, Daz?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had the speaker up loud.
Okay, well, we back on back with the Michael Jordan picture now, yeah? Brilliant. Okay, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Okay, guys, the reason that I showed that, and I think it's so hugely important, is that, and I'm trying to get across to you all that we're going to challenge you to a different level. So we're going to challenge you that, you know, what you put in training, you might be on the winning team. And this is where winning doesn't matter. We'll put you on the winning team. We're going to purposely put you on the losing team because we want to see how you challenge. You might think, no, that's unfair. That's unfair. I don't care. I want to challenge you to a different level. So when it comes to when it matters, when you're at this age, when you're at a professional level, or when you're at a semi-pro level, whatever level you get to at men's football pyramid, you can live at that level without the fear. And you look at what Michael Jordan talks about, and you saw that last shot that he did. The buzzer was 0.2, 0.1, and as the ball went in, it went down, and he got it in that time. It's no secret that when Jared Bowen went through in that last 2 or 3 minutes in a European Cup final, that he finished, because he did that week in, week out. He trains hard, he works hard. His work ethic is what stood him out from the rest to me. That's what I got from him. And so when he went through at that last minute, when people say, oh, I knew he was going to score, because he's done it all the time. And that's what I mean, guys. And that's why work ethic eliminates fear. Okay, back to the lecture over. Okay, about building our social media platform. And it's been a great pleasure to get Mark Thomas on board in terms of our social media. You'll see we've been a lot bigger around that and a lot more creative. Well, it's thanks to Mark. And we want more volunteers. More volunteers helps us create greater exposure for what we're trying to do and what we're trying to grow for our boys and our girls to try and get it bigger and better as we go forward, guys. So, you know, just to let you know and introduce you to that, we're introducing a new match day protocol this season. So we're going to look smart. We're going to play smart. We're looking around the Training Pack program. Now, I've looked at the Training Pack program, guys, and I knew it's a new design this year. And I understand that, and it only changes every 2 years. So it doesn't change every year. It's every 2 years, the same as the home kit. Okay. what you buy, if you just buy the individual items, you're better off buying the packs. And trust me, it makes no difference to me because the football club don't make anything on that. What we're trying to do is it is cheaper to buy it as a pack. It's good kit. The lads all wear it. And the amount of boys I see that aren't in the centre anymore that still wear the kit. So the match day protocol is going to change around that. This will be sent out to all lead members of staff. I know James has shared it and Daz has shared it across. So as that we want 2 or 3 players from every team to do the kit on the match day. So they will set it up. It'll be all on the match day protocol. So again, we're going to look smart. We're going to play smart. Who benefits? Our children, our players. That's what we're looking to do. We're going to continue doing what we do on our sharing best practice. So we're going to continue with our match day schedules, match day reports, weekly team of the week, all teams match data. You'll see when I talked about the teams, we had all the data in there. We've got all the data. It's backed up every week. It's put in by Darren every week, all the information around the players that score in us, who the man of the matches are. So we've got the data around that, our weekly player of the matches. All these guys take a lot of time to do. And, you know, the more help, the more support we can get around this is brilliant. We never turn down any offers of help on that because, again, who benefits? Our children, our players. ILPs, all players should have had an ILP. So their individual learning plan, their super strengths, etc. The 3 non-negotiables, which we've brought in this season, and I'll talk on them towards the end of it. Player matrices, this is for the staff. And this is so we keep an eye on all our players. So as we can then color code them. So ones that are super strength, super performing, so we can target them to maybe push them, maybe challenge them to a different level. Go back to the Michael Jordan. So whenever we talk about challenging players, think of the Michael Jordan. We want to challenge you. Be the best that you can be. KPIs around being the best that you can be. We're going to introduce them into the YDP. James has had him into his age group last season. We're going to try and bring him into our under 14s and 15s next season as well. Again, it improves the players. It also helps the players that aren't playing so as they can look at some of the stats in and around that. You'll have seen a post today, and I want to thank Gavin, and I hope he's on you. There's so many on you, I'm not really sure, but I'm sure he is. Gavin Watkins for sponsoring us with his company MWR today, which has meant we've been able to purchase another VO for the Herefordshire Centre, which for everyone is phenomenal. It really is. We've now got 2, so we've got 1 in the FP and 1 in the YDP. We can cover our men's game, our 19s men's and ladies games, which is great. And we're always looking for sponsors. You know, we've got the sponsors down there, our regular ones. You know, Jace, who's in there with Urban Tiles and Marble Granite. Roden House. All these people that have helped us. You know, helps you again. Who benefits? Our boys, our players. And what happens with the VO then is just a little example. What we can do is when we film the games, I'll just roll this through, and I'm going to play this little example here. And this is what we do when we share it with the players.
Okay, and we talked about this at the time, and we got James there, James Wagstaff, marking their centre forward. Okay, and what we said to James is, listen, if anything comes out into that area, if you're going to be first, you've got to win the ball. If not, you keep their striker facing their goal and force him to play back. If you go and try and win it, you have to be 100% you are going to win it. If you follow what happens, James thinks he's going to win it. He's going in, their striker's clever, just rolls him. And that's the trouble when you get so tight.
And it's okay, I can hammer James because he's my skipper for the under-19s this year. So I play that every time. But it just gives you an idea. And something like that is what I've seen Jace do with his VOs. I've seen Darren do it. I've seen Lloydie do it. I've seen Will do it. I've seen James do it. Throughout the age groups, guys, it's hugely important. And the camera never lies. And you see it as a player differently as well. I show it with, you know, referees that come and refer. We do little courses with them. So it's so beneficial, guys. So all sponsors are always welcome, guys. Just to show you a couple of the schools that we're linking with and football clubs that we're linking with. Obviously, we've got our strong link with Hereford and Ludlow College in Hereford, which is brilliant because that's where our college teams are based from and we play in the EFL. We've got supporting this year joining us. We've joined, obviously, I've gone into Malvern, so we've now gone in there. So we've got a proper link into the men's pathway with also a local link at Hinton for some of our players that aren't ready to step up to that level. And then around the facilities, we've linked with Vicky Park, United in the Community, around their facility. We've also got linked with Berg Hill, which again is fantastic. And now the new one that was just released as well today that we've been in the pipeline making. And again, fantastic to St. Swithin's at Viney Hill. brilliant, so it's where our under-15s will play all their home games this season. Again, we've got English Bicknor as well, where our other team will play, so it's another one. We're just trying to create as many links as we can with as many local clubs as we can, because we know that's where our boys are from, and we want to continue to push that and develop it, guys. Current players and a coaching pathway to come back in. So when our players get to a certain age, when they get to 16, they can start taking their coaching badges and get back involved with us. Again, with our college program, we've got players that have gone to America. Obviously, Nathan Will has gone to America. Players that have captained the side. So Harry Creed captained our first ever college program in Hereford. He's now back involved with us with the analysis and social media and also coaching. James Wagstaff pictured on the left there. Okay, James coaches with Connor on the left there in our under-8s, 9s. Both of them coming back into the system, having been through the system. And I've got some under-16s this year that are going, when they get 16, are going to start coming back into the pathway as well. We know that our under-8s and 9s don't want an old bloke like me coaching them. They prefer to have somebody nearer their own age with a peer level sort of thing, and they can coach with them around that with us mentoring them. And that's what we try and do around it all. To give you an idea of the staffing coaching structure, there's a bit of a mind map on there of where all the staff are and who all the staff are. Okay, which is just a little creative mind map on how we do it to give you a better indication that's such a better image. Okay, so we've got on the YDP side, obviously James, the lead YDP. We've got the 2 under-16s coach, 2 under-15s, Matt and Ian, who have stepped in this season. And then across the under-14s, we've got 2 under-13s teams this season. So we welcome Dan and Kevin, who have come on board this season and bringing another team in. Then we go into the FDP, and we've got obviously Darren leading that with our under-12s in there. We've got our under-11s. We got 2 teams at 10. Sorry, running out of time. Yeah, story of my life. 2 teams at under-10 with Ian and Gavin coming on board this year, taking our Reds team. And then in the under-9s at the moment, we've got 1 team, but that's possibly going to go to 2 teams because of the players. And again, we're going to try and get our second team filled with under-8s stroke under-9s. But, we were going to try and get a 3rd team, but it's just trying to do too much. And so we're just trying to do what we can manage. But again, it gives you a picture of the staff and just a bit of an idea of what we're trying to create with them, guys. Coaching schedule. So this has been shared with the coaching staff, so they're all very well aware of it. This is the coaching timetable as we see it for going. All this can change as well, guys, but this is where we're at the moment, where we see if you see something on you're not sure about, feel free to contact your lead member of staff or your lead YDP or FDP coach. Okay, but this gives you an idea. Obviously, we've got the under-12s down there. They're coaching on a Saturday morning throughout the summer at the moment, but the match day isn't a Sunday, it is the Saturday. But obviously I didn't want to clash it over, so that's with the FP. This goes into the YDP again. Like I said, the clubs that we've linked with there, English Bicknor. Our under-13 Reds will train at Hereford Sixth Form and play at Fan Oak. Our under-14s will play their games at Vic Park. Our under-15s will play at Viney Hill, and our under-16s at Burgill. And both on under-19s teams are at Vic Park. Again, it's great because the teams have got their own venues, which again is a fantastic one. Guys, I'm going to touch on this, and this is a little bit about my 3 non-negotiables. I always say to somebody, if I want you to do something, I wouldn't ask you to do something wouldn't do myself. And I put it into your ILPs this year, your 3 non-negotiables. Why 3 non-negotiables? 3 non-negotiables I've always adhere to and try and get through every single day that I can. What are they? Number 1, for me, it's be the best that you can be. And that might be being a dad, a son, a husband, a friend, a mentor, a coach. Be the best that you can be. And if you look at yourself in the mirror when you go to bed at night and you look down these 3 things and say, yeah, no, yeah, okay, well, what can I do better? Okay, why? Because Hillsborough, I was lucky enough to survive the horrific scenes at Hillsborough back in 1989 on the 15th of April when 97 Liverpool fans lost their life. To me, I felt like I was given a second chance at life. And that's when I started going back into started coaching in 2004. I wanted to put something back into it. And trust me, if I can do what I've done in football, enjoy what you do. You don't get 2 chances at this at life. So enjoy it. You guys that play football, I look at Will Haynes, one of my coaches. Will was a terrific player, played in the same team as Jared. And Will, if I'm honest, Will had just as good a chance. Will had a bad injury when he went to America, and now Will's a coach for me. And Will will go on and be a very successful coach and go past me and surpass it. And that's what I want. But what I'm saying is enjoy what you do when you can, guys. I've been very lucky, like I said, to get where I've got to. But if I can achieve it, then any of you can. And that means coaches as well, because that's what this is about, guys. And this is another reason, never say never. Okay, be the best version of yourself. This was a coach that was on one of my courses back 2015, I think it was, and he told us this story. Never say never. In 1999, he was a coach of an Olympic athlete. One of the leading coaches told this multi-eventer that they wouldn't ever achieve multi-eventing. In 2006, 7 years later, they won a bronze medal. They were told that was the best they'll ever achieve. In 2008, this person had 3 stress fractures in their right leg. So they had to change which leg they jumped off. So if you can imagine, and the reason that I say that they had to jump, they were doing multi-eventer jumps off, doing the long jump, doing the high jump. So they had to, jumping off their right leg. They had to go and learn to jump off their left leg in 2008. So they were learning little things like hop, skip, and jump. In 2012, this athlete, on their first jump, the biomechanics analyst went up to the coach, Tony Minicello, and said, Tony, they've just taken 19 strides instead of the normal 17. He was absolutely stunned. They hadn't done this before, but this was in the London 2012 Olympics. And he decided not to tell him. He said, do we tell her? No, don't say anything. So they decided not to. He said, how did she get on with it? She got a PB, which was a personal best. Okay, then, well, we'll leave it then. Don't say a thing. She went on and completed a gold medal at the London 2012 Olympics after being told 4 years earlier that she had got 3 stress fractures in her jumping leg, which was all this pressure on. So when somebody says to you, never say never, and listen, we release players and players don't get into our centre, we could be wrong. Go and prove us wrong. Nothing gives us greater satisfaction. Be the best that you can be. Never say never. How it gets to that, and I go back to the Michael Jordan quote, and I go back to Jared Bowen and his work ethic, okay? And I've always been brought up on don't believe in coincidences, because if you believe in a coincidence, you don't look for the truth enough. So if this happens on a certain day, you say, oh, it's a coincidence. Well, why did it happen? So I always look to, if the alphabet was A to Z, which it is, but it was numbered 1 to 26, which it is. So D is 4, A is 1. Knowledge to me is important, and I want to get 100%. What can be 100%? I want to be the best that I can be. So knowledge to me is very important. Add it all up, it comes to 96%, which is great. Is it good enough? That's like a bronze medal in 2006, sorry. Okay, hard work. Hard work, we all got to do that. 98%. So I've now got a silver medal. How do we get the best? Think there's got to be a word that adheres to our humility ethos that we talk about, but what is that? They're both very, very important to get to where you want to go to, but they both fall short of that 100%. How do we get there? But there is a word. There is one word, and that word and it's so true. It's so true, isn't it? And this is what we talk about. Another word I love around that is positivity. I think, you know, these sort of things are so huge, and they are. Listen, we're nearly at the end. This is it. So thank you so much. And I'll just finish on this slide. I always finish with this one because I think it is hugely important. If you really want to do something in life, you will find a way. And if you don't want to do it, you'll find an excuse. It's like, do I go training tonight? Do I not? I'll give you a little story. 2 Olympic athletes when I was growing up, okay? 2 Olympic athletes, both going for gold medal. They met 10 years later after they'd finished training. And the one said to the other one, they were chatting about it, and they both got gold. They both got silver at different events. The one said to the other one, he said, how come you were stronger than me? I even went out and trained on Christmas Day. And he turned around and he went, did you? And he goes, yeah. So, but I couldn't beat you. And I went and trained on Christmas Day. And the other chap turned to him and said, yeah, but you only went out once, did you? Get my story. Listen, let's work together. It's going to be a fantastic season. We're going to make mistakes. You know, that's what we're about. We're human beings. We will have stumbling blocks, as it says, but let's all move forward together and be the best version of ourselves, because at the end of the day, who benefits? Guys, thank you all for your time tonight. It is greatly appreciated on a Monday night. I've now got it right. I've got the right date, so I do appreciate it. Are there any questions? We have got literally 2 minutes. Are there any questions? Put your hand up or shout out, guys. If you want to ask a question, take yourself off mute, guys, because there's a lot of people I can't see everyone, so I'd need to hear you if there's any questions.
Hi.
Evening.
We ordered the kit for Yash. It's paid more than 7 weeks now. We haven't heard anything.
Have you emailed the company?
Yes, they said we are looking into it, but no response as of yet.
Okay, send me a copy of the email then, and I'll email them as well. The kit doesn't come through us; it goes straight to the manufacturer. But just send a copy of the email to me, and I'll go through to the kit suppliers and check with them as well.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, if there's no other question, guys, like I say, thank you for your time tonight. It is greatly appreciated. And listen, we're in for one heck of a season again. I know the preseason schedules have been going out, and people say, "Oh, I bet you're glad to get back to it," etc. I know that the staff, they haven't stopped. I can see Daz and James shaking their heads now. But we just want to get out in the grass. But unfortunately, it just seems to be in the office. But listen, it's great, and you see all our staff on there and all the coaches. You do such a phenomenal job to make doing what I do so much easier, but just so that we make a better session, a better center for everyone to evolve and try and enjoy it as much as we can. So again, thank you for your time tonight, guys. And I will upload this. And if anyone wants a copy, just let me know, because I don't want to publicly share it just yet. Thank you for your time, and have a great season. And I'll hopefully catch you all soon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.